It's the Heat, SiriusXM. I'm Mina SayWhat. Joining Mina's house today is Eazy. What's up, G?
Yee! What's
Young
poppin'? What's poppin'?
Gerald.
Yeah,
So, G, last time I saw you, you dropped Scary Nights,
yeah,
and the world literally got scary, like
yeah,
real
yeah.
scary. Months later, how have you been holding up mentally with everything going on?
It's been a challenge. I think it's been a challenge for everybody, and in different ways. We share this. We're all in this together. It's coming up on a year now. It's weird to think. You know, um, the anniversary of the world. Completely changing.
Right.
But that's just the challenge. For human beings to learn how to adapt and learn you know, how to find a way and how to figure it out. And you know, clearly we realize it's not going back to normal anytime real soon. So you just got to figure things out.
Now you're in the Bay Area. I'm in New Jersey. So when this thing first hit, they hit us really bad. Now I feel like
Mm.
kind of LA and the West Coast starting to get to it. Like I haven't been out there. What is it like? Are people really like following the precautions, or is it kind of loose out there?
I mean, I say the Bay is more following the precautions than LA.
Right.
Man, I mean, it's really tough, man, because I mean, obviously, people get like this fatigue, COVID fatigue is just, being over it and wanting things to go back. But at the same time, you just gotta be mindful of people, and considerate, and that's what it really all comes down to is just like, imagine if that was your family member or somebody getting sick or, I mean, somebody being careless around somebody that you love the most or something. So it's just about patience. It's just about, trying to get through it as best we can.
Yeah. A lot of people were sitting in the house like doing new stuff. Did you learn
Mhm.
anything new? Did you pick up like a new skill? Like
Yeah,
what happened
yeah.
there?
Man, it's crazy. You spend so much time in the house. Like prior to this, I probably hadn't been in my home for more than 5 days in a row at a time. So just being inside, man, just having to slow down. It wasn't such a bad thing. Watched every documentary, every movie ever, read a bunch of books, started learning to play piano and learn how to sing and stuff.
Oh wow.
Just, yeah, just trying to do whatever, man. Just gotta pass the time. And then made
Wow.
a lot of music, obviously.
Right, right. We'll get to that because we've been waiting on
Yeah.
your project for like 2 years. But wait, so you
Yeah.
started singing? Are we gonna start hearing a little fa la 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 from you
You
or
might
something?
yeah, you might hear a note here and there. You might
were
hear a
you
note here and there.
were you working with like a
Yeah.
vocal coach?
Yeah, but it's so weird because you got to take the lessons off Zoom and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I'm in my living room, like on my laptop on Zoom, trying to do like vocal exercises and warm-ups and stuff. I just yeah, it was weird.
Wow, that's amazing. So you do have an album coming out. These things happen
Hmm.
too.
Yeah,
So you've been working on this, I would say, like 2 years now. So when you drop
yeah,
Scary Nights, that was kind of like your hold on, let me give you this music, hold on to
yeah.
this while I work on this other album. So do you feel like it's completely ready to go at this point?
I mean, I did 350 songs.
I
It's not
know.
ready now. It's not enough. I don't think art is ever finished. I don't think a project is ever fully complete. It's just, you got to know when to let go. And for me, you know, I'm I'm so anxious to get this music out there and and just and connect with the fans and just give them something because it's been too long, and that's the way I communicate with the world. Like that's all I do with my life is make music and release it to the people that it resonates with. So yeah, I'm just ready to get it out there.
So these things happen part
Yay!
two, right?
Yeah,
So your debut album kind of was These Things Happen. So this is kind of like a big step
yeah,
putting out part two. Like,
yeah.
are they gonna resonate each other in any way?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's one of my kind of pet peeves is when like sequels to records, like if you're a fan of an artist and they put out like a sequel, but then it's like, well, what makes it a sequel or whatever? Like
Right.
you know what I mean? Like I wanted to kind of like circle back, pay homage to it, and pick out certain songs that would feel like a part two to certain other songs. But then it at the same time be this like maturation and evolution and growth. It was back then. It was just I was you know, just a kid with a dream and just, you know, wide-eyed and full of ambition and just like from the bay to the universe, I'm gonna go get it. You
Right.
know, and it's like I went out to space, went out to the universe, and then
Came
came back
back.
home. Yeah.
Right.
It's like a full circle, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's just about, you know, maturation and growth, but at the same time staying true to yourself and those things that, you know, that make you know,
You
make
know,
you unique to you.
I was listening to some songs from back then, you know, just to
Yeah.
kind of try to get me in the headspace for part two. And I
Mm.
realized your lyrical ability was always there. I think you've really just grown so in like how you deliver, you know, just
Yeah.
even just analyzing like your lyrics now to back then. But how do you feel like you've grown over those past 7 years?
Well, I think if you as a human being, whoever you are out there, you know what I mean, anybody listening, anybody on this planet walking God's green earth, you know what I mean? If 7 years passed and you didn't evolve or grow or mature in any type of way, or whatever you do in life,
Right.
then you know something's wrong. And, you know, 7 years is a good amount of time, and there's a lot of life to be lived within those 7 years. So if you find yourself the same person you were 7 years ago, you know, then you might want to, you know, ask yourself some questions about, you
Right.
know,
What am I doing here?
yeah. I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm forever a student. I'm forever like, you know, I'm forever humble and I'm forever hungry. So, you know, I'm inspired by I'm inspired by things like, you know, I push myself to want to get better at my craft. That's just deeply in me. But so there's evolution and maturation as a man, as a human being, but then, you know, there's those certain fundamental principles that make you that's what the fans want to know, that, you know, that stays around and that doesn't leave you, you know.
Right, right. So
So it's a balance.
we the other day on air, we played the Chris Brown song "Provide," and I was like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, I like this," and I like
Yeah.
that little like R&B sample, little old school R&B
Hmm.
sample. I'm like, Gerald is really on this beat right now. You know, how
Yeah.
did Chris contribute to this song?
I mean, Chris is Chris. Chris is gonna do Chris, you know what I mean? Like, shouts out to him. You know, one of the greatest, you know, to ever do this, you know what I mean, at this whole game. And but also, you know, has always been real to me, has always shown love to me, is always, you know, one of the first like major artists to really like, you know, do a record with me, co-sign me, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, it's never switched up and it's always been the same. So, you know, I did the song with Hitmaker,
Right.
and we're like we just did like a ton of records trying to finish up my album. And when I heard him with that beat, I was like, "Oh, we doing Return of the Mac. Oh, that's what we're doing."
Right.
And I just got juiced, yeah. And then, you know, like I put my parts down fast, and then, you know, we were just like, "Yo, we should send this to Chris," you know. And he's a workaholic. He's like me, just, you know, and he knocked it out. And then I remember him FaceTiming me, screaming on the phone like, "Gerald!" like going crazy, like because he was so hyped on it, and I was like, "Send it right now," because he was playing it on the FaceTime or whatever. And yeah, nah, just like, you know, certain people, man, they're just so talented and it's just so innate. It's just so in them. It's like it's just an effortless thing.
I was watching the video. I kind of felt like I was getting COVID watching the video. Like, when did you
Yeah,
guys film
yeah,
that? Like,
yeah.
how did you deal with like all the COVID precautions and stuff?
Yeah, with a lot of COVID tests.
Right. Right.
No, it was weird doing the video, you know, because I mean, in all honesty, right? Like we've all been, you know, cooped up in the house. We're all like, you know, we're not used to being around big groups of people anymore. So there's kind of like some anxiety that comes with that or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like we're not used to, you know, we miss that. We miss that. But at the same time, when you get around a bunch of people, it's like, yo,
Right. Get away.
yeah. But nah, man, it was, yeah. We
How
just,
much
you know,
money did you spend on testing? People are spending a lot of money on testing.
90% of the video budget went to COVID tests. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Wow.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
All right. So let's play it. Go ahead. Introduce your song.
Yes, sir. This is Young Gerald, Eazy, featuring the homie Chris Brown. This song's called Provide. Let's go.
All right. You're on the Heat, SiriusXM. Let's get it. It's the Heat, SiriusXM. I'm Mina SayWhat. Eazy, Young Gerald is in the
Yeah,
house
yeah.
today. So, Young
Yeah.
Gerald, what'd you do this Valentine's Day? Oh, somehow no. So magically, your audio just messed up. Hello. You see how the universe works? Now I can't hear him.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't do that on purpose.
It's funny because I literally was like, as the world would have it, his audio goes out.
Yeah, that was convenient.
Right. So what'd you do on Valentine's Day?
Oh snap! I think my audio went out again. You can't hear me. Oh shoot. Man, Valentine's Day. Yeah, new song "Provide" featuring Chris Brown out now.
So
Another
so,
song.
so that means you were alone.
There's another song I put out for Valentine's Day called "A Little More" featuring Kiana Lede. Yeah.
So that's where I was going with this, because I love this song with Kiana Lede. It's called "Little More." I really saw a different side of you, Gerald. It's real sexy, real romantic. I was like, oh, Gerald knows how to treat a lady. That's where I was going with this. So I imagine that you're the kind of guy that on Valentine's Day you're going all out. Is that like a fair assessment?
Yeah. Traditionally speaking, of course, but that's just that's a regular thing. Like respecting and treating women well. That's just what you do.
Right.
Expressing love and showing it in different types of ways. You don't need a holiday for that.
This is true, but some people don't. So, and as a woman, it feels nice when someone goes all out. Like, it's coming, and it's nice when someone delivers,
Absolutely.
So, like I said, I learned a lot about you just listening to the lyrics, just a whole new side of Gerald. The lyrics were very specific, especially about helping someone with their makeup line. Was this song inspired by anyone?
I don't really write songs or lyrics as specifically as they sound. You know what I mean? Obviously, I like to paint pictures, but it's not so much about this particular person or this exact situation. It's all like an amalgam, accumulation of a lot of different stories.
Yeah. So the reason why I'm asking this is because you specifically make it a point on the track to say this is young Gerald. So I was wondering if you're developing kind of this alter ego thing. Last time we talked about with Scary Nights, you have this Gemini kind of light and dark thing going on. So are we developing a G-Eazy versus young Gerald right now?
Yeah, nah, you could say that. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah,
I like it.
Gerald is the gentleman.
Right. Yeah. And Jeezy is the party guy. I like it.
I would call it Gerald and Jerry. Yeah, Jerry's the party guy. Yeah, Jerry comes out at night, and Gerald is, he's the gentleman. He's the nice guy. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm Gerald.
Right. So this is your kind of Sasha Fierce moment. Is it your kind of
in so many words?
Right. That's probably a horrible comparison, but that's the only person I can think of right now, Beyonce.
T.I. versus T.I.P. or something like that. I don't know.
Right. T.I. versus T.I.P. That's better. So let's play it. I love this from Kiana Lede. Normally I'm not supposed to be playing two songs, but I really love both of your songs. Yeah. I really love both of your songs. So go ahead, let it go.
This is A Little More featuring Kiana Lede.
Right here on The Heat, SIRIUSXM. You're in Mina's house. I wanted to talk about some things going on in your life. So what's up with this Puma collection? I knew you had a shoe deal coming. What's going on with that?
Just on hold for now. Yeah.
Because of COVID?
Yeah, COVID's been, it's crazy how COVID has impacted so many different industries and so many different, so many different areas differently. I'm just, yeah.
I can identify with that. I know business wise myself, I've had to put a lot of goals that I had for myself, on pause, even my personal life, you know what I'm saying? Everything is just sitting.
I just try to I keep perspective on the whole thing and just stay grateful and appreciative for the position I am in, or, the blessings I have, because, it makes you think about, how it's affected everybody differently and how, how different people have it, this is everybody's in it together, but everybody's not experiencing the same COVID. You know what I mean? Every home isn't the same home to stay inside of. You know what I mean? Every job isn't the same job to try to
you know, adapt to, or, you know, or keep during COVID, or this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Like people are really out here struggling. So, you know, I just, you know, I'm forever grateful, like, to be in the position I'm in. And I remind myself of that, like, you know, grateful for the home I'm under, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the platform I have. But my mind is on, like, you know, the people that don't have it that well, or, like, you know what I mean? And just being considerate and being empathetic of, you know, everybody's different positions.
I'm glad you have that insight, because some people only kind of see, like Moneybag Yo said the other day, I don't want the pandemic to end because I'm making so much money. And it's like, I'm glad that you have the insight to actually see that other people may not be having the same successes that you have. You know, everybody's not that thoughtful.
I mean, it flipped the whole world upside down, right? You know, what I mean, that's obvious. And, you know, it's crazy how certain industries or certain, you know, certain people or certain businesses, you know, can thrive or find a way to, you know, whatever during this pandemic. And then, you know, for other people, it's just made it that much more challenging. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, teachers, and, like, having kids that, you know what I mean, you got to go to work, and you count on public schools for, you know what I mean, a place for your kids to be all day while you're at your job or something like that. I mean, well, where your kids go now or something like that. And then, you know, it's just so much to think about. It's so many other situations of, like, you know, people experiencing this differently. So just
Yeah. I was reading that you have a stalker. Like, she shows up to your house and rings your doorbell. How do you even deal with that? I mean, I had a real life stalker, so I know that's definitely scary. Like, you know, how are you dealing with that?
uh I mean, it just, you know, it is what it is. It just comes with the territory.
Right. Yeah. And then you have a song with Lil Wayne as well, right?
Yeah.
So last time we spoke, we literally were talking about, like, the evolution of the mixtape game, and I remember you talking about how Lil Wayne's mixtapes were, like, so influential to you, and now to actually hear that you have a track with him, like, what was your mental, like, going even into this song where it's featuring someone that really inspired you?
No, I mean, it's huge because, you know, anytime you get to do something with somebody that inspired you that much, you know, I just think about excuse me, I think about, like, the long term. Like, I think about being a kid listening to him, you know, and idolizing him and studying him, and, you know, and then how full circle life could be, you know what I mean, to then get to, you know, to, like, to bring him out on stage, or, you know,
Yeah.
do with him, or, you know, stuff like that. It's inspiring.
Yeah. Do you try to, like, out rap him or anything? Like, do you get competitive?
I mean, rap is a sport. Rap is a competitive sport. You know what I mean? But that's one of the greatest to ever do it. You know what I mean? And
Right.
to ever touch a microphone. So, you know, you just show up, and you know what I mean? You gotta give it your all. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, G-Eazy, for joining us. These things happen too. Ballpark, when are we getting that?
Very soon. Probably soon. Coming soon.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for, playing the
Yeah.
music for us. Bye, baby.
Much
G-Eazy here on the Heat, SiriusXM.
safe out here.